1700s Home Edition, where we bring you your weekly dose of all things Australian music, brought to you from the comfort of our own homes. I'm your host, Gabi.
And I'm your host, Lachlan. We're here this week to bring you all the latest news in the music industry, as well as our clip of the week.
We'll also revisit our favorites from the upcoming 1700 Clip Show. But before we get the show on the road, SYN and RMITV acknowledges and pays respect to the owners of the land on which the Media Collective and studio stand, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nations. SYN and RMITV also acknowledges and pays respect to the elders and traditional owners of the lands our content reaches.
We always welcome feedback on our content, so if you've got any, please give it to us. We are recording remotely. If you're keen for more 1700 content, hit us up on our Facebook page or our Instagram page, 1700_TV, or as well our YouTube page at 1700TV.
And on our Instagram page, you can find more content from our team at 1700 Pulse. So let's not waste time and let's get into the show.
It's time for 1700 News with your anchors, Gabi and Lachlan.
So to begin with, if you've heard Cosmo's Midnight's January release, Down For You, featuring Rule, then be prepared because it's going to be in their second album entitled Yesteryear. So the album is said to be as much about nostalgia as it is about melancholia, which are all the experiences we absorbed growing up. And in a press release, the twin brothers said the album is inspired by personal growth, looking back and learning from the past, and looking forward with optimism. They've also moved away from overly produced music to an organic instrumentation, focusing more on feeling rather than thinking.
I have got to say that I love both Cosmo's Midnight and Rule. So, and love this song. So, super pumped for the album, honestly. I can't wait. To a bit of sad news now, I must say. Queensland has officially cancelled Schoolies 2020, which hurts my heart a little bit. I know my Schoolies experience was many years ago now, but, well, not many years ago. I'm not that old. But I certainly feel for the Year 12s who unfortunately won't be able to experience that. I think they've had a pretty tough year already as it is, as we all have really. But yeah, especially to have that last little thing sort of taken away from them is a bit sad. As I mean, you may not obviously connect music news and this cancellation directly, but it of course calls for the cancellation of many concerts along with the event. So not only does my heart go out to the Year 12s, it goes out to any bands, any musicians, any artists that were gearing up for that event.
But Schoolies 2021 is still happening, isn't it? As far as we know.
I would hope so. 2021. That, do you think kids from 2020 will go the next year, or are they? I'm not sure if you're really allowed to. Are you?
No, that's gonna be really complicated. I mean, the world's already complicated at the moment.
It sure is, and it just continues to change.
Queensland's Maisha has released 2 remixes of tracks from her debut album. Apologies if I've mispronounced this. Nyaringu. It's entitled Nyaringu. So the first track was a reworked version of the song Blood Cells, featuring Briggs, who she toured with last year. And the second track features Brisbane's Jeswar, Perth's Hoodsy, and Auckland's Jess B for the remix of Hold Strong. So Maisha announced that these remixes will be released in a CD, which are actually now available via EMI. So she's received praise for her raw honesty in her music and for singing songs of community with global relevance. So, and also, if you stick around a little more, we're going to talk more about Maisha when we discuss our clip show favorites.
We sure are. Plenty of great tracks to look forward to there.
So this was 1700 News with Lachlan and Gabi, and now on to the rest of our show.
This is 1700 Home with Lachlan and Gabi. It's time for our clip of the week.
And this week we have Haiku Hands with fashion model art.
Fashion, model, art, fashion, model, art, fashion, model, art, fashion, model, art. Left, right, left.
Dance pop trio Haiku Hands worked with Sophie Tucker and released a track that pokes fun at the rarefied fashion and arts world. Now, if you've watched Ocean's 8, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, then Sophie Tucker may be familiar to you because one of their songs, entitled Best Friend, is in their soundtrack.
Fashion model art was surprisingly inspired by a chant they made up on the way home from a music art festival named Sydney Biennale. On their way home from that, they finally are releasing a debut album that they've been preparing for 3 years.
It's quite a long time. And for a band so well known for their live performances, it's really unfortunate that the closest they can get right now is a live stream set from their Sydney warehouse. However, they did say they still had fun, even though the trio missed their audience, like many artists do right now. So we really hope the band, along with the Australian artists here, could one day get a chance to go on stage and meet their fans face to face, because we also miss gigs.
Yes, we sure do.
Welcome back to 1700 Home with Lachlan and Gabi. So if you haven't heard, 1700 has a clip show where we bring you only the hottest Australian music videos.
But unlike 1700, it's not on YouTube or Facebook. So be sure to tune in to our clip show on Wednesdays and Fridays from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
With this week's clip show being a few days away, we have picked out our favorite music videos that will be aired on Wednesday and Friday. Lachlan, how about you go first?
I will go first, thank you, Gabi. Taken from the Australian group's forthcoming album, Like Nirvana, I've picked Be Your Man by Cub Sport, which I think is actually, it's a very chilled song. I think I honestly just love everything that they do. But it's a really great song with a beautiful message as well. It's been described as a bombastic ballad with a message about what it really means to be a man. And it's accompanied by an equally inspiring music video. So it's essentially Tim Nelson, the frontman, performing in front of various backdrops. And Tim himself has said, Be Your Man is largely about freeing myself from the often oppressive ideas of what it means to be a man. So it felt like a powerful time to bring this idea to life. It's been a bit surreal to watch this video, to be honest. I always felt like I needed to suppress my femininity to protect myself, but I watched this back and it's beautiful and I'm so proud. I think that's honestly a really, really beautiful message and very powerful. I love it. Great song, great video. It's great.
I'm honestly a sucker for aesthetic music videos, and Maisha's Twisting Words, that's the one, that's easily my favorite music video right now, and out of the whole clip show lineup, actually. So this song is off her debut album. Apologies if I've mispronounced this. It's entitled Nyaringu, and it's got this R&B vibe, which I really like. And it combines some colorful silhouettes blended with sceneries like oceans, skies, and galaxies, kind of like the starry nights kind of thing, and even forests. And also there are a few solo shots of her dressed in a really nice white hoodie and just singing to the camera. Now, that sounds like a pretty plain shot, but what makes it so good is her body language, especially. So that's easily one of my favorite parts of the music video, because the way she just enjoys the music and just sings along, I think it's really infectious, and I'd be lying if I said I did not dance along to the music video and the music, of course. But overall, special effects, camera work, song, vocals, visuals, I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Thank you so much for joining us and catching up on your weekly dose of Australian music. And thank you for your endless support towards this vibrant and thriving local music scene.
We're always excited to bring you new content, even from our homes, and giving you the latest updates and share our love for local Australian music.
This may be the end of today's 1700 Home episode, but you can catch more of all these things 1700 on 1700_TV on Instagram and 1700 TV on YouTube. Don't forget to tune in to 1700's Clip Show every Wednesday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
And also every Friday.
Every Friday, every Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. And last but definitely not the least, do send us some feedback on our socials. Once again, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back with more 1700 Home episodes sooner than you think. So we've been your hosts, Gabi
And Lachlan. See you next week.